zombie shoppers, zombie competition, marauding hoarders. Yeah, don't get distracted by those personality types when you're out there to make money. Stick to your comps. Don't overspend simply because some collector is in the group surrounding you and they're snapping up everything. When we'd attend live storage unit auctions, people would bid and they'd keep bidding, and it would have no basis on what you could look into that storage unit and see. They were caught up in the moment. They were fixated. They were compulsively wanting to get it. I saw two brothers doing it at an auction once. I didn't know they were brothers at the time. I was working for the auction. We were setting up a boat marina, the contents of a boat marina and storage yard. And on the front of the building by the entrance door was a cutaway sign for Mercury Motors. I think it was plastic, in fact, probably from the 60s, maybe the 70s. And these two guys kept bidding way beyond anything that could remotely be called the value of the item. And it finally closed at several $100s. And afterwards, when I had a minute, I asked the auctioneer, and he laughed and he said, yeah, they're brothers and they don't get along. So they were simply competing to compete. It had really nothing to do with the sign. It had to do with what was going on in their minds. So this morning, while I was waiting for the folks to come for the pickup, I was replaying my intro. They're talking about why humans live in structures. And of course the obvious answers were they get together as a community to either work together or to protect themselves. And I mentioned marauding hordes, except I misspoke and said hoarders. So marauding hoarders and zombies, which of course made me think about some of the garage sales and rummage events and outside swap meet. And I've run into a few marauding hoarders and zombies. It made me think of those people who are focused on collecting the next big thing to add to their collection. And they'll spend hours. Even if they're so mass-produced, there's really no resale market for it. But in their mind, their goal is to get the biggest, best collection, and they spend a disproportionate amount of their income to acquire those items. And you'll run into those people. You know, you're evaluating a product like a Funko Pop, you're checking comps, you're deciding if it has value, what your buy-in price should be, and those people are elbowing you out of the way to add to their hoard. Marauding hoarders. Now me, I'm probably something more like the zombie in search of fresh brains. I can get a little too focused too. If I see an auction and I spot a military item, a lot, a group, patches, challenge coins, military surplus, until I've opened that up, I've perused it, I've checked the value, I've decided whether to commit to buying, I'm focused like that zombie looking for fresh brains. And once I've consumed that lot, or decided the brain isn't worth eating, then I turn my attention to the next source of fresh brain. Zombies. Don't get distracted by those personality types when you're out there to make money. Stick to your comps. Don't overspend simply because some collector is in the group surrounding you and they're snapping up everything. I've seen that done before with things like American Girl dolls, where you arrive and you're standing there considering, and somebody else comes in and starts grabbing everything, and people will get anxious because they see a potential disappearing in front of them. So they grab what the other person can't hold on to, and they want it. They want it for themselves. Lose all reason. The whole idea of checking comps and making smart buys It's gone in favor of the urgency, that fear of missing out, FOMO. If you're a seller running one of those events, that's fantastic. Competition is great. It drives up the prices. Your net results at the end of the sale are good. But if you're a buyer to resell online, stay away from the zombies. Stay away from the marauding hoarders. There will always be another garage sale. There will always be another auction, another opportunity. This is Brian. I'm going to go on into the building. I'm right next to the white barn right now looking for some shade. But because I was loitering, waiting for people to make a local pickup, I'm kind of shotgunning the topics of my video right now until I decide on some sort of a system. I'm also going back through video footage that is a month old and taking a look at what I was filming a month ago. Because hopefully I've gotten a little better at this. My recording skills have gotten a little bit better, and it's a little easier to watch and follow along. And hopefully I'm bringing you more value for each minute of time you're spending watching. But I'm Brian, Cabin Fever Reselling. We're out at the lake. Let's go pack something.